Okay. Okay, guys, so we're going to do some foam rolling today, some myofascial release. It doesn't matter what you have. You can have a ball. We use a lot more balls when we roll, but you can have a long cylinder foam roller, a small foam roller, something round. Some people even use PVC pipe, so a big piece of PVC pipe. PVC pipe is a little less forgiving. These are pretty solid little balls here. They're the Orb. I really like them. They seem to have the right amount of consistency. The other thing that you're going to need to have is a belt or rope or some other sort of strap, extender strap, to be able to help you kind of with some stretches that we'll do in between the rolling kind of. And then if you have other balls for more pinpoint, lacrosse ball, baseball, tennis balls also work. I would say that the lacrosse ball and the baseball are probably a little better than the tennis ball because they're less forgiving. And we want less forgiving when we're going through the myofascial release. So, off we go into our first set of rolling here. We're going to start bottom and work our way up to the top. We're going to go into rolling our feet out. So, I want you to take your strap or whatever you've got, and this is really just to kind of give you, belt, whatever it is, to give you something to push against through your foot. You're going to take that and you're going to loop it around your upper part of your feet, right below your toes, and you're going to pull back on that belt or whatever you have, and then push forward. Pull back, push forward. Really just trying to get full extension and flexion through your foot as you pull this back and forth, back and forth. Really trying to kind of elongate out through the toes. Oops, pulling this back. Let's get one more. Push, pull it back, and then switch to a ball. So I'll go to a smaller ball. I've got the lacrosse ball here. Baseball is perfectly good one to use. You can stay on the ground if you'd like, or you can stand up. That's completely up to you. And we're just going to roll the ball across our foot. So we're going to go from big toe across to our pinky toe. Hey. As we do this, rolling from one side to the other, you want to splay your toes out. So we're starting on that toe side. You want to put the ball against that big toe and then, woo, push all the way across. And you saw that mine ball kind of took off rolling on me. If yours takes off rolling on you, you can use your other foot to pin it so that it doesn't take off on you. And we're just looking to expand through all your toes. And then go 2 or 3 passes and then move the ball onto that pad of your foot. So now we're going the ball of your big toe across towards that pinky toe. And then move the ball towards the heel a little bit, just off of the ball of the foot. And then working your way from big toe side to pinky toe, big toe to pinky toe. And then again, move it down towards your heel. And big toe to pinky toe. Really rolling that ball across. And then as you get closer to your heel, I end up putting my toes on the ground as kind of a stabilizing place, and then I just roll that ball across. Rolling all the way through the heel of your foot. And then once you've done a zigzag pass all the way through your foot, we're going to go from a big toe to a heel pass. So the long ways of the foot. So I'm going to go all the way from my big toe all along that edge of that foot toward my heel, and then roll it back. Give another roll all along that edge. Bring it back. Some people, especially on their feet, really like to put a water bottle in the freezer and freeze it, and so you can get a little icing along with the rolling of your feet, which is a really nice option if you feel like you get a lot of inflammation in your feet. Then move the ball over a little bit. And rolling through the center of the foot. Don't neglect the toes, right? So we really want to start at that toe. Open up through those toes. Roll through the ball. And all the way through that arch. And then on to that heel. And you'll end up changing the pressure as you roll. And we're going to work it all the way to pinky toe side. And then have a seat on the ground. We're not done with this particular foot yet. We still have muscles that come in through the top of our foot. So you're just going to grab your thumbs and kind of in between each toe joint, just give yourself a little bit of a gentle massage in between the toe joints. And I just work one thumb over, then the other thumb. All the way to the outer edges. You can use different fingers for different depths, but you're really just trying to massage the top of your feet and it's trying to stay in between your joints. You can feel these long tendons that come out, and you're just trying to massage in between those. There's some really fine muscles in there that we're just trying to gently work out. You can take your thumb, and I do thumb, long pass, just kind of all along the top of my foot. Choose the right amount of pressure for yourself. And at the same time, your fingers are digging in behind your foot. So you're kind of getting a double whammy here. You're pushing in with your fingers onto the arch of your foot, kind of pushing those muscles up towards your thumb as you're rolling or massaging through the top of your foot here. And just give yourself a couple of passes. We don't want to neglect the top of these feet. Stimulate the fascia here, and then out to the side of your foot. So I go big toe up, and then from my heel, I take my thumb and I just trace it all along the side of my foot up to my big toe. All along the side, up to the big toe. You can do the palm of your hand That feels better. And then to the outside. So I just kind of turn to my side and then along that pinky toe side. Again, starting at the heel and just kind of rubbing all along the side and the top. Basically, we're catching all the places that we couldn't roll with the ball. Nice. Once you've done that pass, then we're going to work our way back to the strap or belt or whatever you've got to kind of just give you a little bit of pressure to pull against. So grab your foot, pull it back towards your nose, and then push, flexing with those toes, pushing it all the way away. Grab and pull and push. So a couple of things when we flex our toes back towards us, you might feel extra stretching in through your calves. And then as you push your toe away, sometimes you'll feel stretching across the top of your foot. Those are the tight muscles that we kind of massaged with our thumb. You just want to be aware of like, oh, that's a spot that's a little tighter, you know, maybe along one path or the other. And that'll help us relax out on the next one. Let's get one more. Pull it all the way back. And then really push against that strap, pointing those toes. Point those toes down and release. Then grab your ball, which did not work out as well as planned. And start with rolling through the toes again. So again, if you need to, you can take your other foot and pin it. We did. That was us switching feet right now.
Oh.
Did you not stretch through your other foot with the same one?
I thought we, were going back.
No. So if that was confusing, we've switched to our other foot. And then once you've worked that ball all the way across your toes a couple of times, then it goes to the heel, and we're doing that zigzag pattern across to start. So a big toe to pinky toe a few times across, and then move the ball so that you're on the balls of your feet, trying to go across, side to side. If you're doing this on a foam roller, and this is, sorry, really late to talk about this, you're using the edge of the foam roller. So you have your cylinder tube this way, and then you have the round part here. You're working on the round edge of that foam roller. And then again, just working that from side to side and moving that ball down. And find the right amount of pressure for you as you go from one side to the other. Again, as you get towards your heel, I like putting my toes down as a bit of stability, and then roll that ball through the heel of the foot. Once you've done one full pass, zigzagging your way through, we're going to start with that ball on our big toe and do the long pass, big toe down through the heel. So all along the long ways of your foot. Bring it back. We spend a pretty significant amount of time rolling through the feet because we're on them constantly. They get little to no break. Even if we're sitting, driving, like we're constantly using our feet. So it's nice to give them a little bit of extra love. Remember to move that ball from that big toe across to the other toes, all along. All the way out towards pinky toe side. Really roll through there. And then we go down to the ground and we have that seat again. And we start by massaging between the toe joints. So thumbs get into those toe joints and just rub. And again, your fingers are digging in behind, pushing that muscle tissue kind of up towards your thumbs. And then long sweeping passes across the top of your foot in between those joints. You don't have to have a lot of pressure here on the thumbs. You can put more pressure into your fingers, pushing that tissue up towards you. And then the inner side of the foot, going from the heel all the way up towards the toe. Again, working all the places that we couldn't get in with the ball. Just trying to release some knots and tension in here. And then pinky toe side. Okay. We're going to stay on the ground and we're going to start to roll through our shins to start, or the top of our legs to start, and then we'll work through the back of our calves. If you have a foam roller, everything kind of is going to be about the same, and you have a choice. If you want to stick with the smaller balls, you can. You can move to a bigger ball or to the bigger foam roller. But you'll feel the shin bone right across the front of your leg here. And then to the outside of whatever leg you choose, you'll feel that meaty tissue. And we're going to start by putting the foam roller or the ball on that meaty tissue side. And we're just going to roll from our knee along that shin bone towards our ankle. So choose whatever ball you feel would be great with this. And I go right below my kneecap. That ball is right along my shin bone. And I'm on all fours and I just drag my knee forward, putting that right amount of pressure through that muscle tissue all the way towards my ankle, and then I bring it right back. We're just going to get 3 passes here, so that setting yourself up, put some pressure in, and here we go. Pass number 1. Being nice and slow and controlled, really long pass here. Towards that ankle, and then keeping it in that same spot. Slow, controlled, back towards your knee. All right, that was 1 pass. Here we go, pass number 2. All the way out towards that ankle. And then bring it back. That was pass number 2. Last one. All the way along. Bring it right back. Now what you're going to want to do is I like bringing my foot out in front of me, but you can stay doing that passing back and forth. But we're going to move the ball just off of where it was. So if the ball was here, we're going to move over a little bit. If you're on the foam roller, you're just tilting your body a little bit so that you can roll through the another side. Same idea. Take the ball. Pass number 1. And then bring it back. And I like doing my foot to my side because I can kind of just drag it along and kind of move my leg. Two. And now pass number 3. You can put your hand across your leg for a little extra pressure. Nice. Now we're kind of working still on that edge, but we're on the back part of our calf here. So if I were to kind of let my leg hang down, I'd be on this lower part of my calf that's kind of starting to droop down here out to my side. So this one's a little bit more finicky and rolling. It'll be a little harder to roll through. This is one where you really kind of want to put your hand over where the ball's at so that you can help keep that muscle in line, where you can go out to your side with nice straight legs. Pass number 2. And then your 3rd pass. And that sets us up right behind our leg so we can put our foot straight out in front of us. And this time we're going to go from side to side. This is one spot that you can start right behind your kneecap. So there's some little muscles and tendons in there. And you can just go side to side, nice and gentle. Behind the kneecap we have a lot of insertion points and origin points for different muscles. So it's nice to kind of roll through there. There's those big long tendons that we can always see. Just give those a little bit of love. Gentle, like you're not putting a lot of pressure in here. We're just kind of stimulating them. We're working on that saran wrap layer, just trying to create some fluidity in there, create more movement. And then roll the ball after a few passes towards your foot. It's nice zigzag. And the more that you twist and turn your foot from side to side, the more that you get, the more surface area you get. When you twist and turn your foot, try not to flex your toes back towards your nose. Keep your foot relaxed in that turn, because once you start flexing your toes, you engage your calf muscle, and then that kind of loses it for us. Gotta go old school calf hold. I know, it's a good idea. Even this is a good workout. All the way across. Back of this leg towards that ankle. Once you've done that, good news. Start on the other side. So we start with that shin, doing those 3 long passes. Put that ball right next to your shin bone. Or the foam roller, whatever you've got. We're really just trying to get through this front portion of our leg. Shin splints. A lot of people that say they have shin splints, it's this muscle that is super tight. Now remember that a full pass is to the ankle and then back up to the knee. And once you've done your 3 full passes on that, move the ball just outside, away from the bone, and roll through that next area. Once you manage those 3 passes on that outer area, moving to the outside, so that kind of rotational outer edge of that calf. We're really going for these nice long passes here. Just trying to push through all of our fascia. And we start behind the knee, side to side. once you work that ball across your ankle, we're going to start rolling the tops of our legs. So we're going to do some long passes here. Again, with this, we're going to go we're not going to go into our hip joint. We're going to stay right below that hip joint. And we're going to go to our inner thigh, and we're going to roll the ball down. Couple passes there, then move the ball towards the top. Couple passes directly on top, a couple of passes outer a little bit, and then all the way onto our side. And then we'll work our way to the back of our leg. So the inner thigh, how you do that one is you're going to bend your knee so that you're kind of out to your side, and then it's just about walking that ball or scooting your body away from the ball and then right back in towards it. Same thing with the foam roller. You'd have the cylinder portion of the foam roller here, be on that inner thigh, working your way from in, nice bent knee, and then just scoot, working it towards your knee, and then all along. So we're rolling with the muscle fiber, and get, a couple passes rolling with the muscle fiber, and then your next pass, think about bringing your knee to your chest, and then straightening that leg out. Knee to chest, straighten the leg out, and then move the ball towards the knee. So we get a couple passes with the knee, with the muscle fiber, rolling with the muscle fibers, and then we're going to get a couple passes or a pass with crossing muscle fibers. And I get I give the knee bends, 3 knee bends wherever the ball's at, crossing that muscle fiber for 3. And again, this is all about how much pressure I put into that ball. And then I move the ball a ball's width away, or the foam roller, a foam roller's width away. Once I've gone through that cross pass, I'm going to reset, moving the ball from this inner thigh to the top of my thigh. Long passes here to start, so really long across the top, kind of like a belly crawl towards my knee, and then right back down. And then right back forward. Right back down. And forward. And back. Keeping the ball and moving with our muscle fiber, just move over a little bit. Another long pass across the top of the leg. Another long pass back. Long pass forward. Long pass back. Move the ball one more time. Still mostly on the top of your leg here. Long pass forward. Long pass back. Long pass forward. Long pass back. We're going to get one more, and then we're going to go zigzag. All the way across the top. Bring it all the way back. Okay, now zigzag. You're at your hip, and we're just going to take the ball across the top of that leg, rolling through, zigzagging or across with the 3 passes that we made. Top, front, the inside, the top, and the slight outer side. Roll it all the way across. Nice zigzag passes. Cross those muscle fibers. You can feel all 4 muscles sometimes, depending on your level of tightness. All right, once you've done that, we're out on our side. We're just going to do a nice long pass all along the side of our leg. 1, 2, and 3. Same thing here. Cross the side of that leg. Cross those muscle fibers. And then cross back. So we've worked inner thigh, top of thigh, out. Now let's work the back of your leg. So sitting on the crease of the ball, so we don't want the ball on our butt cheek, we're just off of our butt cheek. We're going to take long passes, so move the ball towards your inner thigh and then just work the ball back and forth for 1, 2, 3. Move the ball to the middle. 1, 2, 3. And then towards the outside. 1, 2, and 3. And now zigzag it. Just moving those hips from side to side. Letting that ball cross. You're blocking my camera shot, dude.
Hey.
All the way across. All right. Great. Other side. So we start with that inner thigh again. Taking that long pass for 3 long passes. Both knee bent at your side. And then drive it across. All the way towards your knee. And then back. Oh, thank you. Oh, you're knocking me over though. Oof. So after you've made those 3 passes, bring the ball to the inner thigh, and then we're zigzagging. Pulling the knee up and down.
Oh my god.
And down. Oh my god. Seriously. And then move the ball out. Give a few zigzags there. And move the ball again towards the knee. A few zigzags here. And then same idea. Keeping that leg zigzagged all the way out to the knee. Give those nice passes there. And then we start with the top of the leg. Long rolls. Three passes. Doing that nice long walk all the way out. You're skating? Really? Oh.
Feel the this is where we
Trigger points. Nice. Remember, once you get those three passes, move that ball onto the top of your leg. Get yourself three passes, front to back. Nice long roll. And then once you've rolled, top of that leg, going just to the outside but staying on that top. And three passes here. Remember to constantly be aware of how much pressure you're putting into this ball or roller will determine how deep you get into here. Once you finish that third pass, zigzag across the top of your leg. You just go side to side. Just rolling through those three areas that you had just rolled through in that nice zigzag pattern. Remember, we go across side to side and then move the ball down towards the knee. Across side to side. Now, it's not impossible to do the side to side on a foam roller. It just takes a little bit more rolling and manipulating the foam roller for your side to side, where the ball does a really great job of just rolling underneath you. All the way to the knee. And then you can just turn onto your side and start giving yourself those long passes onto the side of your body. From knee to top of thigh for three long passes. And then right into that zigzag, side to side on the side. So IT band. Definitely tight on most of us. And some people think they're not tight there until they start doing this, and then they realize, oh man, I am tight there. Zigzag passes all the way to your knee. Back of the leg! Starting with the roller or ball on your inner thigh. And long pass back. And forth. Back. Forth. Back. And forth. Now to the middle. Back. Forth. Back.
Hey, you
Forth. Last one. Back. And forth. Outer thigh, or outer back of the leg. Back. Forth. Back.
Oh,
Forth. And now zigzag all across the back of that leg. Once you worked it all the way across the back of your leg, we're going to roll through our side. So find your ribs, you find your lowest set of ribs, and you take your hand, spread your hand out, and cover up those lower ribs. Where your thumb is at is where you want to put your ball or your foam roller, okay? So what we want to do is eliminate these lower ribs because they're pretty easy to break. So we don't want to roll through and break our ribs. So you're going to have your hand raised up above your head, and you're going to place the roller or the ball underneath you here. And your hand is raised up, and then you're just going to drag or roll towards your armpit. You're going to get that ball or that roller all the way through the armpit and onto your tricep. We go all the way through, all the way onto that tricep, and then reverse it. Press all the way through the back of that tricep, through your armpit, again, stopping before you get to your lower ribs, and then another pass. All the way through. Get the tricep. All the way back. Let's get one more pass here. All the way through. Back of the tricep. And all the way back. And then switch to your other side. Cover up those ribs, find your lower ribs, find your thumb. Ball goes right above that thumb. Hand raises up out in front of you. And roll. Through the armpit. All the way to the back of that tricep. And then right back down. careful to stop on those ribs. And again, second pass here. Just firing through this whole train. Back of the tricep. All the way back through the armpit. Last pass. All the way through. And then all the way back. Nice. And then ball or foam roller, doesn't really matter. If it's the foam roller, it's going to encompass the entire part of your back. If it's a ball, you're going to put it right on the center of your spine and your hips. So I'm moving it, and I'm going to hold it here, right at my lower back, right above my coccyx. And I'm going to roll onto it. My hips are going to come up off the ground, and my knees are going to be bent. And the ball is really sitting on the top of my pelvis. So if I wanted to, I could bring my knees up. I would be stabilized on this ball. But I'm going to keep my feet on the ground, and I'm going to do a long roll. I'm going to take the ball and roll it all the way up my spine. If you're on the foam roller, it's going to roll your entire back up towards your neck and then all the way back down. And we're going to do 3 passes here. So you gently just walk your hands and feet. Your chest will come up as the ball gets further up the spine. And then you decide how much pressure you want to put into this as you walk all the way, the ball or the roller going all the way to your neck, so much so that your chin tucks in into your chest, and then roll all along that spine, all the way back down to that starting position. And then start it over. Get that third pass. Coming all the way up along the spine to the neck. Pushing through. Let your chin tucks in at your chest. Ball gets all the way into the back of that neck. And then back. If you notice, my elbows are out to my sides. You can have your hands along your side of your body to help guide you back, whatever works for you, to be able to get these 3 passes in. Every time I get back down to my hips, I usually raise my legs up just for a second. Kind of feel that balance. This is our last pass here. Rolling all the way up. Along the back. To the neck. And back down towards your hips. When you're done with that, you can pick the
ball up.
Sit up. You've done a total body roll. Hope you guys have a great day. We'll talk to you soon.